WatchThePot.com. Watch the Pot YouTube. We are here again. We missed a week because we felt last week's Raw was kind of slow. And, you know, we have better things to do. Let's jump into the show. Here I have Chris Corey, the future. My co-pilot. Introduce yourself.
I'm back, as always.
Why don't we jump into the comments? Because I want people to understand how we feel around here.
Well, let's go into that one.
Let's go into that.
Please, let's go into that.
Alright, let's talk to the CS19871 from last week. The rant that Chris gave him the other week. So, let's talk about what he said 4 days ago. From when we're recording this right now. It looks like you don't have an answer to my question. Chris, a.k.a. Lesnar hater.
I didn't even know.
So, do you consider yourself a Lesnar hater?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you guys agree on something.
I always did.
Why is Coco Beware in the Hall of Fame,
Number
but
one,
you feel like Brock Lesnar doesn't deserve
wait,
cannot handle?
Hold on.
Can you answer me that, please? Laughing my ace
hold
off
on.
at this Lesnar hater.
Hold on.
Answer.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't even know. Number one, I didn't even know Coco was in the Hall of Fame. Number one, I don't even know. Okay. When the hell did this guy go into the Hall of Fame? Number one. That's one thing I don't even remember. Seriously. And I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and I didn't even know he was in the Hall of Fame. Seriously, that's the only thing I was just gonna say. I don't even know when he went into the Hall of Fame.
You guys agreed. Lesnar hater. Big, another guy, left a comment 1 week ago. Big B860. He left a really good comment. It was criticism, but constructive, things that can help us, and I always appreciate that.
Something you don't see every day.
Really appreciate it. He agrees also that. So does everyone else, Chris. I'm sorry. Everyone else agrees that Brock Lesnar is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's saying it in a very calm and nice way, but they both agree. And let's go to even...
Why? Because he beat the streak? Whoop-de-doo! That's not a credential! Yes, it's something you gotta remember for the rest of your life. Yes, I understand that. You know, it's big in WWE and in the world of sports. I understand it. But from what I was reading earlier with all these comments... Just because Lesnar was the youngest undisputed WWE champion that he went on to UFC, yada, yada, yada. That does not give him all the credentials to be a Hall of Fame. You want to talk about young WWE champions? Look at Randy Orton. He did it at a pay-per-view. At 24 years of age, Randy Orton went on to be World Heavyweight Champion. And look where his career has gone. To the top. He was Intercontinental Champion.
But Chris, nobody's disagreeing with Randy Orton being bad or good. You're comparing it, but there's a lot of people that are in the Hall of Fame. And I just feel like realistically, come on, he's gonna be there.
No, he's not. No,
anyway, let's move on. The opinions will not change. This guy is hard-headed. He will not let his opinion go for nothing. So let's move on to something else, people.
You'll get it.
Let's talk about something else next time. Next time you leave a comment, I want you to leave a comment, but just move on.
And with
the subject.
Before we go on, there's something I really want to bring up. Find that asshole that wrote that comment about.
That's what I was going to next.
Find that asshole.
1 week ago, 421 the dude says, "You guys suck." One dude sounds like he has Down syndrome.
Yeah, sure.
The other guy just is boring. And trying way too hard.
Okay.
So, I think you people could guess who's trying too hard? I guess, brother, I think I tried too hard. And I guess because Chris is passionate about what he says, people want to say this and that about him. That's cool, brother. That's cool, brother. That's cool, brother. If you think I'm trying too hard, brother, that's cool because this is not for you. If you ask my friends that know me, I'm like that at work. I act mad stupid. I go up to the chef. She doesn't watch wrestling. I'd be like, I'm talking to you, brother. Like, I'm not here trying hard.
Right.
You can say what you want. I have fun watching wrestling. I'm a little kid when
so
I watch wrestling. So listen, brother. I hope you leave a comment next week. And I hope you talk about something else because I'm going to tell you something, brother. This is We Love It Raw, and we don't have time for your shenanigans.
Because I find that very hurtful, number one, that you went on and said that, okay? How would you like it if somebody else that you don't know came and said, you have a serious disease like that? How would you take it? Seriously? When I read that comment, it was hurtful, it was vengeful, and it was hateful. So please, you're going to leave a comment, make it a reasonable comment, but don't go to an extreme where you can take that shit seriously. That was vengeful. You've been warned.
Moving on to another comment. This young lady always leaves a positive comment.
Shantae?
Shantae J is always leaving what she thinks. She's not always happy with what's going on, but she always leaves a comment, you know. And she has a great discussion about wrestling with her friend Christian Love. They talk about TNA as well. You know, they have passionate discussions on our page, and we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks a lot, guys.
Keep them coming.
That's just the discussion parts, and any questions, any other smart comments, just have fun saying them because you know what? It doesn't matter what you think. It just matters if you enjoy listening to us. Or if you do, if we get on your nerves, then that's entertainment. Whatever works for you, buddy. So let's talk about We Love It Raw, the actual show Raw. How do you feel? How do you feel about the night starting out?
Surprising, shocking, entertaining. With Cena in the steel cage getting ready for Sunday. And he was kind of visibly upset with the universe. And he went, that last week you guys had a choice to have me 1-on-1, 2-on-1, or 3-on-1. And the fans overwhelmingly voted Cena to go against the entire Wyatt family. And Cena got his ass beat, which is great. So, fast forward to last night, Cena comes out, starts to complain, says, why did you guys basically turn on me for having me go against the entire Wyatts?
How can you do that to Cena? All of you, why? Why would you? You love Cena, don't you, kids?
And then
why are you singing?
And then the lights go out. And you're thinking, okay, Bray Wyatt's going to show up.
Same old, same old.
But then you hear a kid saying, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Little kids, a group of children.
Yeah, which was good.
And then Bray himself comes out. And there's all of the children following him down the ramp.
Yeah, and he started singing, little itty babies in his hands. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the itty. I was like, wow.
He's got the whole world.
And then he took it to another level. He was like, how about the C-Nation, kids? He's got the
kids.
He's got the C-Nation. Hit it. I was like, he's just gonna go on and on.
And then there's a moment where it blacks out.
Uh-huh.
Where he does a And then when the lights turn back on, all of the kids have the masks on. Whoa. I'm a grown man, and that excited me. I was watching the TV, and I was like, whoa.
I was in complete shock.
This is like a cult following that he got the children, the itty bitty babies
No, you gotta go.
in his hand.
Now imagine if he wins this Sunday, what's going to happen on Monday?
That's the plan. I want him to win this. I don't whether it's in the storyline or not. I want Bray to win this Sunday so bad, so bad. I can't wait to see Extreme man. And Cena was just looking defeated in the ring. And we forgot to mention the cage. I mean, the cage was up.
I mentioned that already.
And Cena was like in the ring, or just like defeated on the floor, like
crying.
He just can't handle it. And if he loses this Sunday, what's gonna happen?
I think he's gonna turn. I think he turns.
Man. Only time will tell, but
I think he turns, and I think that's going to be
good.
We're
going to try to be brief. We're not going to talk about every match. We're just going to talk about the really crazy stuff because we just can't insect every single match. We're just going to talk about
I think we talked about all the crazy stuff that happened. That was the crazy stuff.
That was the craziest thing that happened. We started off Raw really good. So, I'm going to skip along to Stephanie McMahon's apology to Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella.
Don't make me choke, please. What apology?
What an apology! It how did it start off? It started off her going out, saying she's sorry. Daniel, can you please come out?
Yeah, and Daniel comes down in the neck brace.
Doesn't believe anything she's saying.
Why would you?
You're full of crap. Then it turns into
a Divas match.
A Divas title match for the Divas Championship. So I was interested at that moment. I was really tuned in. I was like, wow, a Divas match. So
yeah, but you knew that wasn't going to last, though, because
I was just happy that Divas are getting more shine. I don't really care how they get it. But it was cool to see that match. And it looked like Paige was going to lose. But, you know the interruption of Kane coming from inside of the ring, like breaking out.
Yeah, but when Stephanie said that, when they looked, did you notice when it went on commercial break, the first time we saw the mask, right? When they came back, the mask was gone. So Stephanie knew Kane was there. She just wasn't gonna say where, but she knew he was there. And I'll tell you something. Daniel Bryan is up for a fight Sunday against Kane. Why? Because this is a revived Kane. This is a monster unleashed by Stephanie McMahon. Okay? A monster. If Kane wins the title against Daniel Bryan Sunday, it's going to be a change that many of us, including me, are not going to like. What's that change going to be? I don't know. But that's if Kane wins the title Sunday. We'll see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. He's up for a fight, Daniel Bryan. This is a monster he's going against. A revived monster.
Well said. I'm going to speak on Rob Van Dam versus Bad News Barrett for the Intercontinental #1 contender spot.
I missed that.
For Extreme Rules.
Who won that? I missed that match.
Drum roll, please. At Extreme Rules, the champion of the Intercontinental belt is Big E. Langston. Hey, why you stopped?
Sorry.
Versus Bad News Barrett. Boom!
They're giving it to Barrett?
Barrett is going to be good, I think.
They're going to give it to Barrett?
You know why? Because Barrett is more extreme as far as being aggressive. I feel like RVD is more of a high flyer.
They're going to give it to Barrett?
So Barrett is going to be at Extreme Rules? What do you
He's
think?
He's going to
about
win
that?
it.
That'd be cool. I would love to see
That's going to be his second reign as Intercontinental Champion.
That'd be really cool.
He's going to win it. He's going to go, but I'm afraid I got some bad news. The bad news is that Big E Langston is no longer the Intercontinental. Oh, wait a minute. That'd be good news.
He's kind of becoming a fan favorite for some reason. But I'm going to let you introduce the main event. Chris Corey, take it away, brother.
The main event was Evolution's Randy Orton versus The Shield's Roman Reigns. Where do I start? Where do I go with this? Wow. This was a Clash of Titans. It was going to be a Clash of Titans. But it turned into almost a war of words. But then you hear the woo! And you're like,
Evolution is complete.
Wrong. Flair comes in and goes, Dave, Randy, Hunter. Nice to see
They were
you
all
again.
excited to see Rick.
They were all really excited to see Rick. Because you posted it on our Facebook page.
Triple H on Twitter.
Hunter on Twitter posted that the Nature Boy was going to be at Raw. So, what do you expect when Flair shows up? You expect it to be high profiling, high styling, limousine riding, jet flying, the Nature Boy, the 60, woo, 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 the Nature Boy, woo!
Ric Flair.
But this was a different Ric Flair. He looked at Evolution, he looked at the Shield, and he goes, "Just someone better than Evolution. The Shield." My mouth dropped, but I saw it coming. I said, Ric Flair and the Shield. What else could happen? But I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be vague about this, and I'm coming out and saying this right now. This is a setup.
That's how I felt too. I feel like that's just going to make it set up for when he comes out at Extreme Rules to just be by the side of the Shield, supposedly.
And he's going to cross the Shield.
He's going to cross the Shield, and Evolution stands in the ring with their hands in the air.
Of course.
With the theme music.
This is how it's going to happen. Now, we could be proven wrong.
We can be, yeah. Very much so.
We could be proven wrong on Sunday, but I don't think so. I think you're going to see Flair reside with the group he helped take to the next level in WWE.
Chris, you like to ask me a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you a question.
Go right ahead.
What's the number one common good quality in everyone in Evolution?
The good quality in Evolution.
That makes them a better superstar. Number one similar quality. That
The
makes
technicality.
I'd also say the number one thing is they're all great and greater when they're heels.
Yes.
All four of them.
Yes.
Ric Flair is probably arguably the best heel of all time.
Oh, yeah, his days from TNA. To
The way that
WWE.
he used to be so, like...
Yeah, his days in TNA with the Four Horsemen. To his days in WWF with Mr. Perfect and all that. To his days in WCW. His rivals with Hogan. To his days back in WWE with Evolution.
And Hunter's always been greater when he was a
heel.
A heel. So was Randy. So was Batista. I personally love all four of them when they're assholes.
Because it brings out the best.
That's why I don't see Ric Flair just coming out at Extreme Rules and just being by the Shield side. It just doesn't seem like a Ric Flair trait.
No, it's not a Ric Flair trait. This is going to be the Ric Flair of old. You're going to see the double-crossing Ric Flair. I'll tell you right now. It's going to happen. The double-crossing Flair will be back. This side of Flair is just to show evolution. Hey, listen, I'm still with you. I'm with you guys, but right now,
I believe in the Shield.
I believe in the Shield.
Believe that.
But if he does side with the Shield, what level will this take this rivalry now? Knowing that you have the greatest wrestler in history, a 2-time Hall of Famer, a 16-time world champion, siding with the Shield. You asked me a question, and I'm going to ask you one other question now. If Flair goes with the Shield Sunday and does stay with the Shield after Sunday, after New Jersey, okay, do you see Flair elevating the careers of Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins like he did with Hunter, Orton, and Batista?
No. I picture it being a small thing. Because the Shield needs to establish themselves on their own. Individually. So for them to bring in another guy doesn't make sense for me. I feel like they need to just focus like they're doing now. I agree with what they're doing. Everybody in the Shield, it seems like 1 week will be dedicated to making Roman look big. The next week it'll look like Seth Rollins looks
and
big.
then the next week is Dean Ambrose.
To me, since Dean Ambrose is gonna look like the tough guy tonight in the handicap match and on main event, fighting 3 guys for the United States title.
Now let me ask you this though. Flair was on Raw last night. Now Ambrose is going in singles competition tonight on main event on the network. Do you see Ric Flair going to be by the side of Dean Ambrose?
I don't think so. I think that Flair would only make an appearance at Extreme Rules.
So you say he's going to save himself to
I think so.
New Jersey,
I'd say only because I don't think he's gonna be on SmackDown either. I'd just say that they're gonna save that.
We could be surprised because
we can be, but I just have a feeling.
Because Flair, as we all know from his days in TNA, War Horseman, WCW, WWE, WWF, his day, he is a surprising guy. He can make an appearance whenever he wants to because he's the Nature Boy. I see him being there tonight. Like I said, I could be wrong, you could be right. But I do see him there. I do see him on Friday night. And I do definitely see him there playing a major impactful role at Extreme Rules Sunday night.
I'd like to think that you're right. You know why? The thing is, I like to keep my expectations low, and then when something happens, I'm excited.
Exactly.
I don't want to be... Sometimes I kind of lie to myself so I can be like, you know what? Maybe he's not going to be there. So when Flair is there on main event, maybe I'll just... Because I don't want to get my hopes up and then be let down that Flair is not at main event or SmackDown.
You want to keep...
Yeah, I just want to keep my standards low so I don't get my heart broken.
I mean, because since last night's appearance on Raw, maybe he is going to make an appearance, because if Ambrose is there, maybe, hey, Flair will give him, maybe Flair can help him, prove him as a singles competitor. If, let's say, if Rollins is going Friday night, let's just say he's fighting, let's just say, Cesaro. Let's just give an example here. He's fighting Cesaro and all that, Flair can be on the side of Rollins. Hey, listen, do that, and Rollins can be elevated to the next level as a single competitor. Well, let me ask you that. I'm going to tell you this right now. I see it as follows. After Sunday at Extreme Rules, in that war, because it's going to be a war, what I see happening is the Shield, for the time being, will be singles competitors. I see it happening. For now. I think WWE might want to give them a chance at singles gold. Because you got Ambrose still as United States champion. Why not give Rollins or Reigns a shot at Intercontinental Gold? Or bring it to the next level, try to make them compete for WWE Gold. How do you see that? Do you see that as a possible move?
I'm honestly just don't know what's gonna happen because I thought they were gonna break up by now, but the impression I had was correct. But they changed the plans because the fans love the Shield so much
the fans
that it was just impossible to break them up at that moment.
Can't,
sometimes your plans don't pan out.
Look at the Real Americans. They were in shambles from the beginning. Heading up to WrestleMania. Look what Cesaro did. Won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Okay? Next night, sides with Paul Heyman. But yet the Real Americans had a following. And they were broken up as now single competitors.
Because it wasn't working as much.
It wasn't working, but they had a following. Not as big as what the Shield has, but it was a following. Not as big as, as the Wyatts or what Evolution. But it was a following. But it wasn't.
I haven't been this excited about wrestling since the beginning of the Attitude Era.
Oh, wow. From 96 on.
That's how long it took them to get their shit together, I feel. It took them that because sometimes people retire, people get injured.
Exactly.
And then they have a whole 5, 6, 7 years of repairing the company.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like they got it now. They got the training center, the NXT. They got so much things that they can try out on a small scale.
Exactly.
That it works automatically because they already tried it out. So it's kind of, they're doing it's awesome what
It's like what you see at the beginning of every show, whether it be SmackDown, NXT, Superstars, Main Event, Raw, Pay-Per-View, or whatever. WWE, then, now, and forever. And that's a good point you brought up. Then, the past. Flair, Hogan, Hunter, even though he's still now. The now, the Shield, the Wyatt, Cesaro, Swagger. Again, I could put Hunter, Batista, Orton, and the forever
is the people that get inspired by what's happening now.
The future, which is the forever. NXT. Like Paige. You got this guy Adam coming in from the Exotic Express.
Next week is his premiere.
The Exotic Express dumbass, as I call him, because he looks like a dumbass.
And Bo leave.
And then you got Bo fucking Dallas.
It's Bo time.
Then you got Bo fucking
I gave
Dallas.
you cookies.
But that's the forever part of WWE. And
they finally got like a steady pace of superstars that is building in a steady way. Like it seemed like all they had was Punk for a while. Like to carry the whole show.
Yeah, and now without Punk, you got people like Bray.
There's so much people to contribute to the whole overall
and
package.
Look at Rusev. Look at Alexander Rusev and Lana.
Oh, Lana is beautiful, man.
I mean, besides that, but look at Rusev. A guy who made an impact at the Rumble in January. Continued to develop an NXT in Orlando. Came to Monday Night Raw and he's fighting Woods and R-Truth Sunday in a 2-on-1 massacre. But I feel that this guy has potential to be something.
I don't. Well, okay, that's too harsh. I feel like I personally don't see what he could do for me as a fan. For what I like in wrestling.
It's going to take time for that to work, but they're going to develop it.
He's just a big brute.
He is. He's a big brute. How they're going to work him, we don't know. It's going to be a work in the process for this individual, but I think he has some type of potential. From what I was hearing, he had a lot of potential in NXT. He was great in NXT.
I'd say, not even to sound like I'm putting down the Shield at all in any sense, because I love the Shield, but as far as a solo newcomer, I feel like Bray's on top.
Yes.
Just as far as him solo, not including his group, I'd say the Shield is a stronger faction as far as all the people in it.
Okay, right.
But I feel like Bray is talking, his moves, his presence. he already fought John Cena at his first WrestleMania. How many people can say that?
Okay, he lost at WrestleMania, Bray.
But that was his first WrestleMania. That's impressive.
But he got into Cena's head near the end of the match at Mania 3 weeks ago, I believe it was. He wanted Cena. He flipped Cena a chair. He wanted Cena to go and hit him. He goes, "Hit me, John. Hit me. You want to. You know you want to."
And he's like playing mind games like you haven't seen since maybe like a Mankind or Undertaker.
Because Undertaker's good at the manipulative mind games. But this is something you haven't seen in ages. And it's good. It gives us fans, you, me, and whoever,
faith in the future for this company.
The faith in the future of the WWE. Because for the last couple of years, WWE was on a steady decline. Because you had no talent. But now with these talents like Adam, you got Bo Dallas, Bray, and all these guys, Rusev, Xavier Woods.
There's so much talent.
There's so much talent. Sami Zayn.
And the ladies in NXT, Ric Flair's daughter on NXT last Thursday,
Charlotte.
She did an amazing match. And with who else? Sasha Banks. There's a lot of ladies down there.
I mean, look at Paige. NXT champion to Divas champion. That shows the WWE has faith in these women. Bring them up to the big show, to the show. Prove yourself. We're gonna make you a champion. That's what they did with Paige. I think they're gonna do that with more of the divas of the WWE. But the only thing is gonna be is time. When is gonna be the perfect time to bring these divas from the rookie level to stardom?
Now that it's easier to watch NXT, I think that they're going to give it a little time before they bring more people up. But I just want to wrap this up. The only reason I want to wrap this up because I just want to say one thing. I want to start a new campaign to bring Venus back to the show whenever she possibly can. People, we need the original cast here of We Love It Raw.
I mentioned that to
We
her.
need because me and this guy, we're the Bulgarian brutes over here. We're too rough around the edges.
I mentioned that to her.
We need a soft tone around here. We need some estrogen.
So I'm gonna say something because she mentioned this to me over the weekend because I was hanging out with her over the weekend and all that, and she misses doing this show, but she's more focused right now on her school, which is I completely understand that, because she spread the word a little bit Sunday about the show. That I used to do a show and all that. She spread the word out to her friends, which really got me a smiling. Maybe they're going to take a listen to this. Okay, she didn't mention the name, which I think she should have, but maybe,
It's just, I'm just happy that she's likes doing the show because we like her on the show.
Yeah, okay, even though she said she used to do it, but she misses it. But maybe once school is over.
When she gets a break, we can work around the schedule.
I think maybe it's coming, around next month or so. I think.
Yeah, she told me in a couple weeks, so.
I think she told me
if
that.
we need you back, Venus. So that's wrapping up We Love It Raw. And come on, people, give a thumbs up, watch the pot, YouTube. Come on, brother.
But before we go, I just want to I want to say something. You started the campaign to bring somebody back. Okay, I'm going to start a campaign of my own. I want to hear what people have to say. On our page, please, I want everyone who listens to this show to give a prediction for Sunday.
For Extreme Rules.
Leave it on our page. The prediction I want to hear from you, our fans, for the following matches. Number 1, the WWE World Heavyweight title. Daniel Bryan Kane. Who do you think wins that one? Number 2, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Steel cage.
Who do you think takes that? And number 3, the War of Wars. Evolution versus The Shield with Ric Flair. Who do you think takes that? I would like to hear what you, our fans, have to say about those matches. Who do you predict is going to win? And where does this go after Sunday, after New Jersey, after East Rutherford? Where does this go from here on in? Do you see these storylines getting better, bigger, and evolving? Or do you see them dissolving and just fading away? We'd like to hear from you. Leave it on our page.
So yeah, brother, I'm gonna try hard every week, because if you don't try hard, then why even do it? I'm having fun. I act like myself every time. We love it raw. We miss V-Ness. We need you back. And leave a comment on Watch the Pot YouTube. And WatchThePot.com has a lot of cool videos. We also have comedy skits. And, you know, we act the fool. We're not just rappers. We do different things. I watch wrestling. I not just one boxed person, you know. People have different sides to them. WatchThePot.com. Chris Corey the Future. We will see you next week for that Extreme Rules review. Your best done heard, man. Good night.
Sweet dreams.
What's you saying, Chris?
Keep it real, but keep it raw.
Peace.